Good day, it is I, the Bleach Demon, and I am fully aware that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. There is a recent video by someone I have a bit of respect for who talked about their political transition from a left wing populist to an absolute monarchist, and I figured I'd do a little bit of engagement farming while offering my thoughts on this ideological shift. They view left wing populism, by and large, as childlike. I'm inclined to agree, as the left operates through the our democracy lens, a worldview championed by the likes of Bernie Sanders, who will spew vague truisms about societal imbalances. He described left wing populism as a perspective that appeals to those with a childlike naivete about power and how the world actually works. People who foolishly believe that politicians become moral actors simply by the virtue of the vote. We all know this to be false. Now, some of those who awaken from the stupor of the drug called our democracy will run headlong into the arms of absolute monarchy, a system purported to be preferable because a king is naturally invested in the success of his people as a whole. Yarvin neo-Marxists claim those bred to rule through their upbringing will develop the most moral and altruistic worldview, ensuring just government for those that they are considered to serve as a monarch. However, both of these systems are utopian dreams. As flawed as communism and their assumptions about the malleability of human nature, both essentially rely upon forms of credentialism, where individuals can be shaped by hook or by crook into the perfect arbiters over lives they do not know or understand, while institutions will mold mankind into its ideal form. I've yet to hear a monarchist provide a viable method for removing a corrupt king that doesn't end up sounding like a French Revolution or the Varangian Guard style of a coup. A monarchy, for its all-supposed stability, offers no recourse against tyranny beyond upheaval and bloodshed. In practice, there is little functional difference between a progressive democracy and an absolute monarchy in terms of governance. Both rely on dictates and whims of unelected bureaucrats who see the citizen as little more than a unit of labor. Both systems lend themselves readily to extremism, either becoming bloated and fat off the land because the people will always vote for Santa Claus, or so detached from the people that they're reduced to little more than serfs. These systems erode accountability and centralized power to an autocratic and unaccountable elite. Though I understand the appeal of Yarvin, a unified society, guided and directed by a supreme authority, theoretically unassailable, its appeal is to those that feel like they've been ignored by the system, who wish to be protected by a system. It looks at power structures as largely immovable, which on the surface seems correct, though absolute power corrupts absolutely. Thus, I consider myself a small r Republican. A republic, properly structured and free from the corruption of progressivism, is the supreme form of governance for the moral Christian man. It strikes a balance between anarchy and tyranny, ensuring order while respecting the rights and responsibilities of its citizens. A true republic thrives when it has a limited, moral, educated, and Christian electorate, voting for their local representatives, a system of layers who have to bear the accountability on a regular basis, can prevent many abuses the mob inflicts upon it, just as a monarch would inflict upon it. This ensures that power remains decentralized. The governance is not swayed by transient popular sentiment or the unchecked authority of an indifferent ruling class. In a proper republic, universal suffrage does not exist. It is earned either through property ownership or service. This fosters a system where responsibility is a prerequisite for participation, ensuring that the interests of the nation are upheld by those with a stake in its future. While a constitution is required in a republic and demands that there is an umpire, it also plainly lays out the ideas and the structure that form a national identity. This is required when a nation is made of an amalgam. That umpire, however, also must be accountable. Though the plague of progressivism have undone many of those tethers, it's not irreparable. No constitution is perfect. It creates an albatross around the neck of those who foolishly adopt the living document attitude. A constitution should not be changed at the whim of changing morals. It should be treated as an absolute and indelible document, written upon the hearts of each of its citizens. So, while I am also a utopian, I'll admit it proudly. And I can understand where an individual will want to flee to the arms of a system where they feel like their needs and wants are most looked after. I'm sure this will be torn apart by that individual. That's not really upon me. Open for a reasonable discussion like have been had in the past. I just cannot buy that an absolute monarchist cannot see the flaws nor argue past a revolution. But that's my opinion. Hope you all have a good day, and I will catch you next time. Bleach out.